Measles is airborne. It's very contagious.
Hmm.
Uh, we also have a very good a vaccine for measles called MMR, measles, mumps, rubella. It's a
Right.
vaccine that kids get twice, I think once around 1 year of age, and then again between the age of 4 and 6. And that should give you lifelong uh, immunity. And it's a good vaccine. It's 97% that
Yeah.
you won't get symptoms of this the measles virus if you take the vaccine. So it's a very good one. Whereas other vaccines are less effective, some vaccines are extremely effective.
Mm-hmm.
Now, in Texas, right now in New Mexico, there's an outbreak of measles. And they had the first measles death in 10 years in a kid
Mm-hmm.
that just
Mm-hmm.
happened in Texas. And they've got a very low immunization rate. You need about 95% of your community to be vaccinated in order for
Mm-hmm.
you to suppress the disease from coming back. And I
Mm-hmm.
believe their rate of school children was only at around 80%. And the problem is when it gets that low, then you're going to start to see the disease again.
Mm.
And I know we've heard in the news, and it's been controversial, where some people say, yeah, well, it's only for kids that had pre-existing conditions or immunocompromised that get sick. But actually, this kid in Texas who died was a perfectly healthy kid.
Wow.
And that's what's scary. He just was not vaccinated. Um,
Well,
in the
even for Melissa, for us adults, like I'm sure I have an MMR, but
Mhm.
where in the world are those records? I mean, there's somewhere,
I
but
know.
I'm sure I have it, but like you wouldn't want to get the vaccine again, would you?
You could. Wouldn't do
Yeah.
anything. Yeah. And that's an interesting thing that just came out with the pneumonia vaccine guidelines. It says if you have not been vaccinated for pneumonia after age 50, or if your vaccine status is unknown, meaning you don't know, give it anyway. So
Hmm.
people are so worried. There's nothing bad that's going to happen from getting another vaccine if you've already had it, you
Mm-hmm.
know?
And I can't even remember because it didn't exist when we were kids because everyone did get vaccinated. I think.
Yeah, they
What
did.
do what does are measles like chicken pox
So they're a lot
itch?
more severe. It's a rash that tends to
Okay.
start with like a fever and respiratory, what's the word like a typical cough, sore throat, respiratory tract infection symptoms, and
Mm-hmm.
then you get the rash, not always, but the rash. But the problem is, I think the stat is 1 in 20 people that get measles will end up with pneumonia.
Oh,
A lot of
wow.
it leads to pneumonia, and
Mm-hmm.
1 to 3 out of 1,000 people will die.
Wow.
That's a lot. So if you line up 1,000, I always talk to people like if you were going to get on, I always explain it to people like this. Let's say you were going to line up 1,000 people and say we're going to shoot you. Three of you are going to be shot. Do you want a
Mm.
bulletproof vest? Would you say, nah, only three, I'll be fine? Or would you wear the bulletproof vest?
Yeah,
Of course you would wear the bulletproof vest.
right.
This is where I talk about the measles vaccine. So it's
Wow.
like, so some people say, oh, only 3 out of 1,000 people are going to die. I'll take my chances.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I wouldn't, but
No. But what is it? But these must be conversations you're having with parents?
yeah, but there's a lot, I mean, less so in Canada, but there's a lot more people, especially with like misinformation online. And
Mm-hmm.
there's a lot more people that are weary of vaccines and think that they may cause, there's a lot of people that believed, even though it was completely debunked in the literature, that MMR was linked to autism. So there's a lot of
Oh, oh, I
very
didn't know
skeptical.
that.
Yeah, and this is misinformation again, but there's a lot of parents who are very afraid of that. And so
Mm-hmm.
and I get it, like that people are afraid to give a needle to their kid and they don't want to cause a problem.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes, you can so they don't want to make an error of commission, but you can also make errors of omission, meaning by not
Mm-hmm.
doing something, you can also make a mistake. And so
Mm-hmm.
they're really working hard to get people vaccinated in New Mexico and Texas right now in
Wow.
areas. Yeah.
It's
And yeah,
interesting.
something to think. And even Bobby Kennedy himself, who has been known to be controversial about his stance on vaccines, even he's saying to people, the measles vaccine is important and go get it.
Hmm.